Attention gamers. League of Legends is a super rewarding game full of super fun moments that you play with super amazing people, which is why when I see people say it's starting to die, it makes me feel all hot and bothered in my pants, like I want to take to the Reddit threads and debate them like a young Ben Shapiro who mains Garen. But despite being arguably Riot's #1 fan, there are times where occasionally I feel exactly like generational sensation pop star Dantes puts it.
Because in the past, I can play the game even if I'm not really enjoying it, but now it's getting to a point where I literally just don't even want to play anymore. Like, I've never felt this way in my entire life, where it's just I literally don't even want to play the game anymore.
And when this happens, I do feel like I need to give my relationship with Riot just a little break, a quick quitting of their game for 15 to 20 minutes until the addiction takes over and I'm back again. And while last year my go-to escape was my journey on hardcore WoW, where I was embraced by the community and made arguably the best content of my life, the next WoW journey isn't until October, so I needed something else to fill the time every other day when I quit League of Legends. So I checked out popular variety streamer Dantes after his quote saying he's the happiest ever without League to see what he was doing instead, and it looks a lot like the Rady Shady.
But I wonder, does anyone know if Raid Shadow Legends has like a professional scene or no?
So I figured, wouldn't it just be absolute rock bottom for Riot Games, and this commenter with a sus name Chris is in your bedroom if I unironically actually played Raid Shadow Legends, and so here we are. Alright, welcome to what Raid calls the Bastion and what I think looks like Lord Farquaad from Shrek's Little Town Arena, but as you can see I've been grinding a bit by my level. My name is Rav on Raid in case there are some imposters, and this lovely lady is my icon for reasons we will get to. There's a lot to this game beyond what most people know it as being just a meme internet advertisement, so let me share my super serious guide to Raid Shadow Legends after spam playing it myself for the last week. Starting with the Guardian Ring, this is basically like daycare meets Mr. Miyagi teaching your champions the wax on wax off, as this is where I place the war babies when I log off to keep leveling and getting stronger, which has been quite effective, as shielded Sheila over here is now old enough to text without popping up on a Dr. Disrespect thread. Next there is the Tavern, which is where you can take your favorite champions in your collection, Alan my love for example, and sacrifice the black sheep in your roster that you hate because they aren't as pretty as Ellen, to actively level her up and increase stats. Hashtag Zelda's cute cousin over here didn't deserve to live if it means my lovely brunette assassin can gain 2 more levels, so choices had to be made. We have the market, which I admittedly haven't used much as I'm cheaper than a budgeting homeless man when it comes to spending my in-game currency, so I'd rather just self-fund my items, but here's where you can buy some champs or gear or shards, and this refreshes all the time, so it's worth doing a bit of window shopping if you hoard your family fortune like me in case you want to buy a specific human one day. And then the last thing that I use more than a kick streamer uses a slot machine is the portal. Throughout different activities and events in the game you earn these shards of various rarities, almost like packs of Pokemon cards that contain new champions. The lowest is green and we'll open one now.
Bruh.
Yeah, expect to get armored up nuns and nothing special from these 90% of the time, but don't worry, I put all my green shard spawns to good use. And I've gotten some dank champs from these shards. I actually just got the rarest kind last night and will be unboxing that biznitch later this video so we can all dopamine crash together. Anyways, a peep at my collection of champs and you can see I've collected everything from an obese piece of Play-Doh who looks like he just hit the bong too hard, to what I'm calling the Rady Shady pentuplets, which I plan to form into a confusing arena team at some point, but we will get to that. The love of my favorite champion I have is Ellen, who I have decked in some of the best armor I've collected, first because she deserves it, but also because her abilities hit hard and they hit many, plus she gives off an aura in battle, which if you don't know what that means. Self-explanatory. Anyways, I think there's like 800 champs to collect, I'm not entirely positive, and they are divided into these factions that range anywhere from just boring elves featuring characters who just look like they eat a lot of baked beans and could definitely use some mewing, all the way to some more fantasy land factions like the lizard men who look like your typical Florida resident's house pet. I'm personally eyeing up Frogman Jones here, and the day he births himself out of a shard for me I'm announcing my retirement from League and becoming a full-time Raid creator. You hear that, Raid? If you want me to say, use my link in the description or scan this QR code to get raid for free with a bunch of rewards, make this happen for me. And for the rest of you eyeing up champs for yourselves, there's a variety of raid sponsored ways to get them. There's a shop that you can claim daily rewards or buy others. For example, right now existing players can unlock the freaking Ninja Champion just by logging in for 5 days, and I can't wait to see what he's capable of doing. Not to mention that new players can get Ninja for free today by downloading Raid with my link or QR code and then entering promo code Ninja returns before August 15th to get him and a bunch of dank in-game rewards. The game's honestly always giving back to its players, like the current event they are running where you can head to wefinallyplayedit.plarium.com, enter your player ID and submit recording for changes to win gaming consoles, drones, VR headsets and gift cards. But yes, that's the basic premise behind champions in the game. Collect new ones, level them up at daycare or cannibalism, buy them cool stuff, and then send them off to battle. This is where you send your roster to war in a variety of different game modes, from solo player, to multiplayer, to PvP, to clan bosses.
What's a clan?
Funny you should ask. Picture a guild in World of Warcraft or a gang IRL, and I have my very own clan, which is recruiting. Which is getting new open spots every day for new people to come join me, so remember the name because I'm going to ascend the Igloo crew through the roof. But anyways, when I'm feeling antisocial sitting on the couch gaming, I hit the campaign. As you can see, I've progressed decently far, but let me show you how strong my troops are against what you would see as the first mission in campaign. This is a 2-team mission, so I select my raid waifu plus Scarlett Johansson as a support. Down here I select which moves I want to use during the battles, and my decision can sometimes affect if I win or lose the fight. Just not here. That said, everything isn't a smurfest, as if we go to my current mission you can see the enemies are looking a bit more like nightclub bouncers with a rough past. But if we go to my current spot in the campaign, you can see these battles are getting a lot closer with more friendly casualties. But that's why I bring ginger tits, so that my love never truly dies. Haha, and with that, we are one step further in the campaign. Then we have dungeons, which are more intense with better rewards, and just as an example you may say, whoa there Rav, you are sending a bunch of middle-aged warriors into a kindergarten difficulty dungeon, this is gonna be a slaughter. But as you will realize, these dungeons require a lot more strategy in building your roster as well as using the appropriate abilities at the right time, because if not, this could happen. So yeah, dungeons are for when you want that towers defense active strategy hardcore type of gameplay, but as a League of Legends player, I'm into the PvP battles. Here is the footage from my first experience in PvP arena. There's classic arena where people set up rosters so that they can battle you offline and gain or lose rating. Those scrubs don't realize I'm just gonna snipe the families that look weak and cherry pick wins, which is exactly what I did with my first game, and the results were as expected. But not every battle is gonna go this way, as with higher rating comes better opponents, and my first game in the higher rank didn't exactly feel the best. One thing to mention is that Raid rewards its players unlike League. For example, just for logging in each day I get bonuses, and you can see I'm currently on like an 86-day streak, and by the end of the week I'll be adding this Battleborn Ellen DeGeneres to my ranks, who by the looks of her simp army, is well worth the wait. Not to mention, if anyone else joins me on playing Raid by using my link or scanning this QR code, they will get a huge starter pack with a dank epic champion ultimate Gaelic and an even better epic orc at level 15 who is a support just like my favorite resurrector. So with that, I will leave all of you with a group unboxing of my legendary shard. Raid Rav out.